Hi guys, welcome to my channel Relationship Stories. The one of the advices that I found in the story that I'm going to read is, "Oh my god, OP, you are a moron. You should be grateful for your husband. But instead of that, how dare you are to call him a robot for simply doing his job? To be honest, you are such an horrible person without a heart." Nowadays, all the women wants their husbands to spend their time with them. Without going to a job, OP, you should come out of your fantasy world. Don't be a child. Wake up to the reality of this world and support your man. The original story is, my 32-year female husband, 36-year male, became a robot and I don't know how to help him. The title sounds insane, but here I go. We have been married for 6 years and have 2 kids. I am pregnant with a third one now. My husband works from 9 to 5, comes home, does his chores, plays with our 2 kids, talks to me for a little bit and then goes to sleep. But he does not seem to enjoy doing any of it. Like this whole thing is one big chore. He used to be this goofy guy who smiled and told jokes all the time. But I have not seen the man smile in months. It's not like he's neglecting his duties as a husband and father, but he acts like it's just that duties, like hanging with the kids and me is his second job. I'm grateful for all he's doing and he makes all our lives so much easier, but it's like he's constantly on the clock and I think he might be depressed. I tried asking him if he was doing okay and he tells me he's doing fantastic, but I know he is not. That's the line he uses at work when customers try to make small talk and ask how he is doing. He doesn't take any time for himself, he doesn't take any breaks, he stopped playing games and stopped watching TV. He just does what I feel he thinks needs to be done, and I don't know how to help him out. Our bed life has become one-sided. We do it frequently, but only because I initiate frequently. Even if he doesn't seem in the mood, he will do it. Like it's his responsibility to make me happy. It feels like he is not there in the moment. Like his mind is wandering the whole time we are intimate, and that to me feels worse than getting rejected. I don't know what's going on and I don't know how to help because he won't let me in. To anybody else he seems fine, but I know something is wrong and I don't know how to fix this. I miss my husband, the guy who complained and told jokes, not this robotic shell that looks like him. And before reading the update, this is my opinion. For me, it seems that the husband is going through a difficult time. He is fulfilling his duties as a husband and the father, but lacks the joy and enthusiasm he once had. His lack of interest in things he used to enjoy, coupled with robotic behavior and lack of intimacy, could be a signs of depression. It's clear that the wife is concerned and wants to help, but the husband is not willing to open up. It may be helpful for the wife to approach the situation with compassion and understanding and let her husband know that she is there for him and willing to support him through whatever he is going through. She could also suggest seeking professional help or counseling to address the underlying issues causing his depression. It's important to remember that depression is a serious condition and seeking help from a mental health professional may be the best course of action for the husband to get the support he needs. The additional informations the OP mentioned in the story are, "Alright, wow, I didn't expect this to blow up. I want to thank you all for your advice. I really appreciate it. It's clear to me now that my husband is overworked and burnt out. He comes home from work in a couple hours and I'm going to sit down and talk to him. I'm going to tell him how I feel and I hope that together we can find a solution that turns him back into the man once he was." The next update was, "Hey everybody, here's the update. I wrote this a couple days ago but could not post it because it was too soon. My husband came home at around 6 o'clock, and after he had something to eat, I took him to the bedroom to talk. I sat him down on the bed and told him I was worried about him. I didn't know exactly how to praise my worries, so I just showed him my original post. When he finished reading the post, he started crying, like full on crying. In all the years that I have known this man, I had never seen a tear roll down his eye. I held him for a few minutes until he could recompose himself, and he told me everything. He told me that the world was in a tough place right now and what we are bringing a child into a stressful time. He said when I became pregnant, he felt he had to step up. He needed to take care of things because it was his responsibility. He said that the weight of carrying the family was so much harder than he anticipated. So he thought if he doubled down, he could get through it. But the more he tried, the darker the tunnel got, and eventually he could not see an end. He said that he feels like he is constantly drowning and the only breath of fresh air is on the car ride between home and work. He said that sometimes the stress is so much that he throws up, but does not tell anyone and instead keeps going with his day. He then pulled out a pack of gum from his pocket and said this was for when it happens. I asked him why he could not tell me any of this, and he said he didn't want to burden me with the truth. He said that he thought if he told me everything, that I would stop seeing him as a protector and provider, and that I would inevitably stop loving him. Hearing him say that brought tears to my eyes because I don't know where he got the notion I would feel that way. I asked him if he wanted to quit his job, but surprisingly he said the job does not bother him. He said the working of itself was fine. It's just now he feels an added weight to provide because not only was he fortunate enough to keep his job in the pandemic, but we also had a kid on the way. He said that some days he feels like packing his suitcase and running to some tropical island for a week and not telling anyone, but then he feels guilty and doubles down even more. I told him that maybe he could go on a trip. I said that he deserved a break. If he did exactly that, he'd feel better. He tried to protest, but I insisted in the end, said that he will only go if we go together like a romantic getaway between spouses once things starts to clear up and before the baby is due. He wants to take a week off from work, drop the kids off at grandma's house and have us go on a vacation, just the two of us like we used to do when we first got married. He also said he wants to take the day off tomorrow and just sleep in. So that's the plan. I call his boss tomorrow and say that he is sick and can't come in. It's not like they will make a sick man come into work. There is a pandemic going on here. Right now, he is playing with the kids and it doesn't feel like he is doing one of his chores. He actually seems to enjoying himself. For the first time in months, I don't see the robot, I see my husband. First of all, I wanted to clarify about the chores people are talking about. I want to say that I know as a SAHM, the bulk chores goes to me. I cook and clean and do laundry because I know it's my responsibility. My husband's only chores are doing dishes, vacuuming every 3 days and a few other house maintenance stuff. I did in fact call in sick for my husband, but I made sure what I said he had a migraine. I saw on Google that it was not a symptom of COVID. If it was an isolated symptom, his boss was okay with it and said he can come back whenever he feels better. The pregnancy was not an accident. We both did want to have 3 kids because we were raised in 3-kid families. We actively tried for the first 2, but for a baby number 3, it was kind of a if it happens kind of thing. We're both happy with the amount of kids we will have and are hopefully done. We are not considering abortion nor adoption. We realize that a 1-week vacation is not enough to get rid of his stress and are both trying to come up with a solution that alleviates his stress in a more sustainable way. Right now, we are thinking about setting up an hour or 2 day that's daddy's time, no kids, no me, no work, just for him to relax. To those of you who think this fake, there is not any way I can change your minds about the situation. So I'm not really too bothered. I just hope this ever happens to you guys. So after reading this, I came to the conclusion that it seems that the OP is a caring and supportive spouse who is concerned about her husband's well-being. She showed empathy by listening to her husband's concerns and offering him solutions, such as a vacation and daddy time. Additionally, she understands the process of being the primary caregiver at home and recognizes the importance of her husband's contribution to the family. Overall, the OP seems like a thoughtful and compassionate partner who wants to work together with her husband to alleviate his stress and find a sustainable solution.